Moving along now, a Caribbean Airlines ATR makes an emergency landing at Piarco International Airport this morning after losing an engine cowling on takeoff. The ATR from CAL's new fleet of French aircraft with 44 passengers and 4 crew landed safely, but the runway had to be closed. We have more in this report from FENELLA, THEODORE.
A terrifying ordeal for 44 passengers on a CAL flight headed to Caracas this morning when it had to make an emergency landing at Piarco Airport when part of the engine fell off. The 7 a.m. BW300 flight was on liftoff on its way to Caracas when one of the engine cowlings in the new ATR planes fell off, landing on the runway. The aircraft was already airborne and had to circle and return to the airport, which was put on emergency alert. On landing, passengers had to be evacuated from the plane for fear that there may be a fire in one of the engines. Head of Corporate Communications, Clint says the emergency landing and disembarking procedures went smoothly.
It was quite calm on board. They reportedly did hear a bang, of course, when the cowling came apart, when it detached. But the return was quite normal. There was not an emergency on board.
Mr. Williams says the pilot followed procedure and the airline and airport's emergency systems work efficiently.
The captain immediately returned to base. He immediately called for proper ground support with the we're calling in the emergency and whatnot. He followed proper protocol to switch the engines off on landing so that, we can assure the safety. And everyone was deplaned without incident.
Mr. Williams says he doesn't feel this incident will affect the airline's safety reputation, especially since all 44 passengers boarded a 10:30 CAL flight to continue their journey to Caracas.
And I think it really is indicative that all 44 did. And my reports from the people who did interviews that they were in good spirits and they appreciated everything that was done. They were taken to the terminal and they were given a sandwich and some water and stuff while we arranged for another aircraft for them to be able to board and move on with their flight.
He says the airline will now conduct a detailed inspection of the plane and cooperate with investigations into the matter by the Trinidad and Tobago Airport Authority and Civil Aviation Authority. FENELLA, THEODORE, CNews.